Hey everybody, welcome back. Psychedelic here. Today, I'm not going to show any new arrivals just yet, but I've decided I might start a new mini-series. Maybe, perhaps. We'll see how well it goes, but I decided I'm going to talk about my top 10 mainstream records. And no, I don't mean mainstream records. I'm talking about the label, and in particular, the Psych Records on mainstream label. I don't have all of these records that are on this list, but I've pulled the ones I have out of stacks, and I'm just going to share briefly my personal top 10 analysis on what I feel are, the records I'm kind of looking for, but also keeping in mind like what I feel are, some of the strongest titles on mainstream. So let's get started. And later on, perhaps I'll do labels like ABC, Capitol, MGM. We'll just see how long it takes me to, kind of reevaluate, because I may have to re-listen to some of these in order to put them in this top 10 list. And I didn't have to for this one. It was kind of easy because it's a smaller batch of records on mainstream as far as psych titles go. And I've heard, I believe most of them except for maybe one, which I don't know which one that would be, but there's a couple that are, you know, I know what they are, but I don't think they would make the cut. So let's begin. So starting with number 10, and it doesn't matter if I'm kind of going with my own rule. It doesn't matter how many times this artist is in the list. It's just what I feel are the strongest records, the top 10. So number 10, I decided to pick Journey to the Center of the Mind by Amboy Dukes. Their sophomore LP on mainstream. And this one definitely is a rockin' Detroit, mixed with, some garage elements and, of course, psych in the mix. It's very heavily blues flavored, which, is kind of the reason why it's on the lower part of the list for me. It does have a lot of blues movements, but the writing, it's just kind of all over the place, really. Um, some nice writing going on, though. Scottish Tea, the instrumental. Flight of the Bird is a great track. Dr. Slingshot. Of course, the title track. Why is a carrot more orange than an orange? The whole side 2 just kind of flows together. Really, really well put together project by these guys, and you know, a lot different than their debut. So had to put it at number 10 list, and I've had this one for quite a while. I remember getting this on a bid for like $1 on eBay. That's probably when I first started in the vinyl community. Okay, so at number 9, this is a record I don't own. This is one that's definitely on the want list as of recently, and this is Tiffany Shade. The band was based out of Cleveland, Ohio. They kind of have like a garage pop psych kind of sound. It's not heavily flavored with like a lot of psych effects going on or anything like the album design may make you think it holds within. But it's definitely one of the stronger releases, I would say. It's a little inconsistent with the writing throughout, but I feel like it's got the strong tracks overall overweigh the weak material. Like the track Sam, in particular, is not really one of the highlights. So it's got a couple weak spots, but definitely one of the better in the catalog, I would say. At number 8, I don't have these really planned out in order in front of me, but for number 8, I decided to put this on the list. Bohemian Vendetta. This one has really grown on me over the years, especially after once I picked it up. Online listens, I was just kind of like, well, it's okay. It's kind of generic garage psych. Kind of a nice blend of the two. But they were doing some cover songs, and kind of reminds me of like, I always said like, I think this is what Chocolate Watch Band should have sounded like. This is definitely more veered toward that garage psych I'm into. Laying some organ down, but also got those kind of snotty vocals coming through. Doing some, you know, covers of the Rolling Stones, with Satisfaction and House of the Rising Sun. But my favorite tracks are Riddles and Fairy Tales. All of side one really is really good. Paradox City, which has been comped several times. Definitely one of the stronger in the top 10 mainstream for me. And then let's see, number 7. This one, it was really hard to pinpoint where I should put this on the list because it's got some fascinating tracks for me. But overall, I think at the end of the day, it's not for everybody. I've noticed it's still got a lot of mixed feelings with fans. But I put Ellie Pop at number 7. Kind of Beatles-esque, a little Birdsy at times, but the songwriting does come through on a lot of these tracks. But I think these guys were based out of Detroit as well. Would love to upgrade to an original of this, but as you know, I mean, a lot of mainstream titles do fetch, up towards $200 for, near mint copies. Caught in the Rain, just perfection. Seems I've Changed, Remembering Sunnybrook, 7 North Frederick. Kind of a lot of complex pop writing. You can definitely tell these guys rehearse these before, just laying anything out freeform in the studio. So, yeah, Ellie Pop's at number 7. Number 6, we have the blistering hard rock Josephus. This came out in 1970, and this one, in my opinion, is better than their debut, Dead Man, just by a hair, by half a star. It feels like a very short album when you listen to it. A lot of the songs are very short and, kind of memorable at the same time. I guess there's a couple long tracks on here. But side 1, tracks like Cephas Blues, B.S. Creek, really rock out, and I love that transitioning between Dead Man and Stone Axe, and then they went on to do this one. You can definitely tell they had a little more hard rock roots on this one, and kind of psyching their sound out just a little bit. So, and yeah, Josephus. Number 5, this one, I tell you, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I tried looking for this record in my stacks behind me. I could not find it. I was kind of freaking out. I was like, where else would I put this? And then, of course, it's like, because I have another stack on this side of me where I keep all my Private Press material and my new arrivals, and it was in the new arrival bin. Like, that's where I put all my stuff that comes in generally, to give it a listen, give it a few spins throughout the week. I don't remember ever putting it in there, but finally found it. And this is Outside Looking In by the Tangerine Zoo. And to me, as you can see behind me, I definitely put this quite a bit higher than their debut album. It's got more progressive leanings, but still very psychedelic in sound. Much more dominant on the Hammond organ. Less fuzz than their debut, and they kind of left a lot of the garage material behind when it came to this one. And I just find the material on this to be a little more stronger. They're just trying to find their sound on that debut, I feel, but yeah, this one's one of the better mainstreams for me. Top 5, so there you have it. Bosstown Sound. Then I have this one too, Jelly Bean Bandits on mainstream. Definitely one of my favorites here. Also a mixture of garage psych, sort of in the vein of Tangerine Zoo, but the vocals on this record are what I love when it comes to garage rock type of sounds. They're kind of snotty and just got a lot of teenage angst behind them, But these guys look a little older than teenagers. But people always talk about the Moby Grape cover. There's another bird. So, yeah, Jelly Bean Bandits. Lots of high energy on here. Nice mix of both pop and rock sounds. Another August Revisited, Poor Precious Dreams, Tapestries. Are you kidding me? Definitely in the top 4. And then, going back to Amboy Dukes, I actually put this above their sophomore album, Migration. A little more psyched out, I say, I feel. They still definitely have those blues rock trappings throughout yet, but lots more wailing, I feel, and even though they did get rid of the vocalist, John Drake, was that his name? I don't think he's in this band at this point. No. Yeah, so they switched lead vocalists, but you can't really tell a whole lot of transitioning between this and Journey. But yeah, top 3. It's a great hard rock, heavy psych platter. So very good. Then at number 2, this is one that I also included on my, top ones on my Discogs want list. Art of Lovin'. Just perfect pop psych, coming also from the East Coast, from the Bosstown sound. Very reminiscent of bands like Disciple and The Love Exchange. It's in that sort of realm. Eternity's Children. Still looking for a nice clean copy. I would love to have an original of that sometime down the road. Then at number 1, you guessed it, The Growing Concern. Absolutely. For my taste, yes. And this one also does get a mixed bag of opinions on it, which I've seen in the VC, but also online when looking this up on Discogs and Rate Your Music. Some feel that, it doesn't rock out like it should. They definitely have the capability to have a lot of fuzzing mixed in with this, but I love what they're going for on here. I mean, there's tracks like Edge of Time is timeless, Hard Year, A Boy I Once Knew Well, probably my favorite track off here, easily, right, with the harpsichord going on, and it's got that fuzz solo in the middle. They do a great cover of Mr. You're a Better Man Than I. What Kind of Life, with that organ opening up. It pushes all my buttons. And would like an original upgrade to this, but maybe down the road. Really jealous of Vinyl Richie's copy that he got just recently. It was a mono copy. I've not heard the mono mix. Would be interesting to hear though. Also some honorable mentions that I put in this list. Lacewing. It's kind of like it's got kind of a country rock flavor, but it does have that, transitioning into the 70s AM rock kind of sound. Still don't own that one, but I think it's one of the cheaper titles on Mainstream, if I'm not mistaken. And then I put Orient Express. It's got Middle Eastern influences. I think, what is it, like 70% instrumental? It's been a while since I listened to it, but it's on the list. And then Superfine Dandelion as well. Opens up really well. Some say it opens up really well and then just kind of lingers here and there, which I kind of agree. It's got some great tracks, but it's about average for a folk rock, kind of garage folk rock type of LP. So yeah, not even Tangerine Zoo made the list for me. So, or Henry Tree. There's some great titles on Mainstream nonetheless. I mean, they marketed that scene pretty well, I thought, and offered some great material. Other albums that didn't make the cut, The Last Nickel, definitely the worst Mainstream title you could listen to. Don't recommend it. As well as December's Children. What's the one I just thought of? Nucleus. So there's several throughout the whole. There's Freeport. Almost said Passport. That's a whole other band. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what top 10 of what label you want me to do next. See if I have a lot in stock, and see what I could talk about. So I do have two new arrivals here, and you guys probably saw my unboxing video. I made a whole dramatic spiel about that, but the other one I got yesterday in the mail, I'm really stoked about. I'm just going to be waiting for a 45 I picked up, so then I'll be back to share new arrivals. So thank you once again, and let me know what you think. Maybe put your top 10 in the comments, and I'd like to read them. So let's engage a little bit. So yeah, Mainstream, check it out. So till then, we'll see you soon.